to discuss kind of lifestyle issues. We mostly want to focus on the Lifewave patches. We're having tremendous results, and we have a lot of people that are really interested that are not. What are you saying?
And put our info
Put the info
in the
right.
chat.
Is this it? Uh, yeah.
No.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah. Let me just gather this. Okay. So I'll but yeah, so we're here just kind of like to discuss Lifewave and the success we've had, but we're also open to talking about other things. And I'm going to put
I don't know how to go
I'll
back.
do it. I'm going to put the captions if you want to contact any of us. If you want to contact Norman or Grant or Daniela, I'm going to put all the different websites on for you to check out, or you could just email me or Dr. Stacy. But there are lots of ways to get Lifewave. The reason I'm doing this is because this way, if you feel like a closeness, or maybe you have symptoms similar to you're dealing with, issues similar to Grant or any of us, you might prefer to sign up under people that are really aligned with your situation. Let me just see if I could find that. I had it up, and now,
Mm,
and well, I'll do it. I'll do it.
it's not there. You have to
No,
go up.
it's all
I need to dig my stand out for my camera.
okay. Yeah, so there's the information. But Grant, why don't you share with us some of the changes that you're experiencing? So you've been doing Lifeway for a little while, and any changes that you feel are worth noting. Like I've been
Oh,
talking to people about being able to stand on one foot, and a lot of people are calling me up and say, "I want to be able to do that too. I want to get younger again." So it seems like a small thing, and you don't generally the thing with Lifewave is you don't, or from in my experience, you don't really notice it until you have to say, well, what's different about my life now? And it's like, wow, I can stand on one foot. I don't get up during the night as much. I feel stronger. I feel more put together. All these things. I don't have to take naps anymore. But these are kind of things like, well, what is it? It takes a little bit of thought to really to recognize these things, like the napping thing. I didn't. It just sort of like just sort of disappeared, and then one day I was like, hey, wait a minute. I'm not taking 2 naps a day. I'm not taking any naps. What is different? And then you say, oh, it's the Lifewave patches, but sometimes you don't notice it until like a while longer, and you realize, wow, man, I'm not doing this or I'm not doing that. But I know you have some issues, and maybe you could share like what anything you've experienced. Again, you've only been taking putting the patches on for a short time, but anything that really stands out in your mind.
well, thank you, Ellie. Thanks for the introduction. My name is Grant. Um, you find me on my LifeWave link is Raymond Parkman because that's my legal name, but my friends call me Grant. But anyhow, um, significantly, I have noticed some changes, and they're not just little changes. They're to me, they're dramatic, because when you live with an issue and then all of a sudden the issue becomes benign, that's huge, at least for me. I think in the first and foremost, when I started, I've been on the patches little over a month, not quite a month. Yeah, not quite 2 months, a little over a month. I started out with the X39 and the Eon, and then I added some other ones. But I first noticed when I put the X39 patch on, the next morning when I woke up at like 8:30, and for me to wake up before 11 is almost unheard of because my wife, bless her soul, is a night owl. So, but in any case, but I lay down on my bed and I'm out, and I wear the patch probably longer than I'm supposed to, but it doesn't keep me awake. And So I'm not giving any recommendations on how long to wear your patch. I think Stacy says 12 hours, but sometimes I just forget. And but I haven't noticed any negative uh, um, side effects. At least I haven't. But one thing that I have noticed is the level of energy that I have is through the roof compared to what I mean. I was to the point where I could just hardly function. And when I mean, I don't know, none of you, if any of you had diabetes or have diabetes, then you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. You feel like someone came up to you and poked a needle in your arm and sucked out half your blood. You're running on half a tank of gas. And to have that change to me is worth more money than I can ever give. It's that vital for me now. I notice, like, if I miss a day because I get busy and I forget to put a patch on, because I'm running like 7 different patches now, so I have to rotate them. So I'm not always wearing the same patch. But like, I'll forget to do an X39 patch, and God, I sure feel tired today. And then I go, oh, I didn't put my X39 patch on, and then I'll put the patch on, and in about 20 minutes, I'm like, whoa, it's like I drank a cup of coffee. It's that, to me, it's that dramatic. And I know Danielle is. I think you experience similar reactions as well, but I don't think all of us do. The other thing that I've noticed is I added the glutathione patch to my regiment, amongst some of the others. And I can discuss the other ones as well. But the glutathione patch has made huge difference in me. I suffer from an enlarged prostate or prostatitis or whatever they want to call it, but I have I have dealt with it for years, since about the time I started having diabetic problems, and I'm sure they're probably related, probably basically from the inflammation. But when I started the glutathione patch, I noticed that my urine stream was significantly better. And then after about 3 or 4 days, man, I'd just go like a racehorse. And I'm not getting up 4 or 5 times a night. I get one, I get up in the morning because I drink a lot of fluids. Part of my diabetic regimen is to keep well hydrated. And I think I've been told by lots of people, so, well, you just don't drink anything before you go to bed and you won't wake up. But I have to drink. I drink a lot. I drink lemon water. I drink baking soda water, amongst some other things. One thing that I am going to be adding is the DMSO. Um, I just have to get a correct formulation and dosing on that, but I haven't started. I'll let you guys know how that goes. But that's also supposed to have some diabetic benefits as well. But the glutathione to me is just, it's a miracle, because I went from suffering daily to now I forget about it. It's just like I feel normal again. And I know that it's improved the level of inflammation that I have. Um, I mean, I asked my doctor today when I saw him, I says, can you run the lab to see what my glutathione level is? Because I was telling him I've been taking glutathione supplement, in the capsules for years, and I can't tell that it does anything. And I think Norman was saying that it doesn't do anything, that your body can't assimilate it. So that's just more solidification of how I feel about the patches, that they're truly miraculous. And I really feel that they're inspired by God. I almost have a religious experience with it, because it's that dramatic for me. And but I'd love to share with anybody my experience on that, and how it's benefited me. The other thing I notice is I use the Eon patch and the SP6 patch, and those both help me. I usually don't wear the the Eon patch with the glutathione. I rotate with the Cardicin, because you're only supposed to wear I guess two of the Y-age patches at the same time. So I rotate back and forth. But I usually will have a SP6 on, and Dr. Stacy suggested that I use that in conjunction with the X39 to improve my diabetic condition. So I'm not sure what experience Daniela's friends has had, but we mentioned before we started that she had introduced somebody with similar issues that I have. And so I hope that they have the same or similar experiences. But one thing that I'm going to start is the ice wave, the pain patch. I haven't tried that yet, and that's one of the things on my hit list that I want to try, because I have rheumatoid arthritis, and I'm trying to fix that, and I think the glutathione and the SP6 are probably going to help with that too, but it'll take some time.
What about the Eon?
What's that?
But what about the Eon? I don't, because
Well, the Eon that I used, it helps me in a lot of different ways. They're like small little things that I've noticed. Like I know it is probably in coordination with the X39, but I feel like I have more energy, and has improved my energy and my thought process. I have more clarity, and it just overall better state of well-being when I use the Eon patch. And I haven't done enough of the research, because I know there's so much data on all of these patches, and I'm really starting to dive into it. And the more I research, the more I'm just blown away by how, first of all, how it works, and second of all, the results that I'm getting that I can't get from supplements.
Right.
We're supposed to take. They say, "Oh, you're supposed to take supplements." Supplements. Well, yeah, I'm sure there's some supplements that you probably should take, but
Right.
I'm finding that the patching is helping me replace a lot of the supplements that I was taking. So that's kind of my take of where I'm at right now. I'm anxious to see how the ice wave works for my pain, because I suffer quite a bit from shoulder pain from 30 years of pounding nails with a 36-ounce hammer.
Wow, that's a big hammer.
Yeah, it's a framing hammer.
I'm still using a 16-ounce. As my
Oh yeah. Well, I used to build. I'd build a house in 45 days.
Wow.
A 1,500 square foot house. Yeah, I was a busy beaver.
Yes.
But I'm paying the price now, I think. Wore all my joints out.
Yeah.
But I noticed that one thing that has helped, and this is kind of away from the Lifewave, but I want to ask Dr. Stacy about this and see what she has to say. But I was watching Brian Artis on his broadcast on nicotine, and he was saying that if you do the intravenous nicotine for 7 days, it'll cure rheumatoid arthritis. And I'm just like, oh wow, sign me up. How do I do that? But one thing that I have done is I take a 28 milligram nicotine patch, and I put it on my right shoulder every night before I go to sleep. And I notice a big difference on on my functionality, and definitely has decreased my pain quite a bit. But I tell you, if I forget to put a new patch on, I know it. I mean, so I know that that's what's doing the difference on the pain. So just a little side note there. But I would love to see what Dr. Stacy had to say about that. Maybe we can ask her next time she does a broadcast on the Lightwave.
Yeah, well, she'll be. What's it? Today's Thursday. She does her Zoom class, but she comes for us on Tuesday afternoon at
Yeah.
3:30 your time, 3:30
Hmm.
Eastern
Yeah, and
Standard.
I'm never around usually at that time. That's
Yeah,
why
yeah.
I've never been
Well,
there.
I
She
could ask.
invited me, and then I tried to join, and it was already passed.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, so we'll keep that in mind. But it
Hmm.
sounds like you're definitely getting a good result
Yeah,
from the
amazing
patches.
results. Yeah.
Yeah, the SP6, Daniela feels it right away. That's
Yeah.
yeah.
I feel it not mostly right away. It's on my left knee, on the left side of
On,
my left knee.
on the outside of her left knee,
Yeah.
she puts it, and she puts the SP6, which
Yeah.
is for your endocrine system, is the most reactive one that she finds. Nachum, Norman, did you have anything you wanted to add? I'm sorry, we can't
Yeah.
see your handsome face, but we certainly hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'd like to acknowledge that I think that Grant is, I think he's courageous. I think that everything he's trying is pretty much cutting edge. We only have a limited amount of time to research, and you know, there's certainly a lot of information out there on the airways that's conflicting. So making decisions, but the bottom line is what we're doing and what we're talking about in these shows is taking responsibility and creating sovereignty for our own health, because otherwise we're dependent upon a system that makes illness, causes illness, then suggests a solution that's not really getting to the root cause, and it's just an ongoing vicious cycle, you know.
Right.
So to break that cycle, like I said, is courageous, and I think that I just think, Grant, you're on the right track, and I appreciate that you're sharing it with us and with everybody else. Um, what I did want to say something about something I heard you say. You were talking about X39, and then you were talking about adding the glutathione patch and experiencing even greater benefit. And I guess maybe I don't know if you were implying that you don't know which is causing, which is helping, or what I mean. When
Oh
you
no, I know the difference. Yeah, I definitely know the difference. I'm just saying that it feels like. I'm sorry to interrupt. It feels like the they enhance each other, like they work hand in glove. So there's some synergy there between the two patches, and I think that's part of how the Y Age series works, is because Dr. Stacy says, well, yeah, you definitely want to do your X39, but then you can add this or that you can add that, and so
well,
I
I
listen.
think that yeah, I think what you're experiencing and what we're experiencing has to do with the fact that what we're kind of like quote unquote combating is free radical buildup and oxidative stress. Oxidative stress, free radical buildup, and buildup of toxins in our bodies and in our psyche, if you will, it is that's what disease is. That's what cellular aging is.
Hmm.
That's ultimately what the death of cells is. And where does that come from? I mean, it's like, you know, up until a certain point, there's a poor diet, there's pollution, there's radiation, a lot of which we can't do a whole lot about. You
Hmm.
know, there's stress and trauma, aging, infection. All those things, and they all
Hmm.
contribute to. So I think what this is my my intuition. What you're experiencing is a diminishing of free radicals and oxidative stress, which is great. And when you ask the doctor about glutathione, um, remind me, did you say, can you test me?
Yeah, I asked him to have the labs run a test for me on the glutathione levels.
Did they do it?
He ordered it, so I haven't gone in to have it done yet. I was just saw him today on that,
Okay.
so I'm really curious to see how that, because I was telling him what about the Lifewave patch, about the glutathione, how I was using that for my prostate issues, and he was just like, really, wow, that's amazing, and this is a doctor, and but he'd never even heard of Lifewave, and I think
Well,
that's pretty
I think,
typical of the medical industry.
yeah, that's consistent with something I shared before in one of our shows. Because I had my glutathione level tested, and then I'm going to go back in March and have it tested again, so that I can make a comparison. Because I'm doing a number of different things, because I feel like I've discovered that glutathione is like kind of really just like basic to like the whole
Yeah, it's
shooting
like a
match.
building block, huh?
Yeah, yeah. So and you can't, like if you think of the word idea,
Uh-huh.
IDEA, I stands for the immune system, right? D stands for detoxification, E stands for energy, and A is stands for antioxidants. So when you think about that acronym and those four, or that word and those four things, you know, when you can stumble upon something that uh, it, stimulates like we talk about with the patches, we're not adding anything in, we're stimulating the body's own innate abilities.
Right.
So when you stumble upon something that is specifically focused on glutathione, um, you can't but reap the benefits. It's and everybody's different, but some people are going to feel it like right away, and some people are going to feel it a week later, and some people are going to feel it a month later. I don't know if I shared this, but right before the first of the year, I left 70-degree weather in Nevada, and I flew to Michigan, and I was in Michigan for 8 days. I was in Michigan for 8 days.
I feel
First of all, right now, I would never get to Michigan. But before, even then, it was 14 degrees. For the 8 days I was there, it snowed the whole time. You know, not like a big storm like they are saying that we're having now, but like just a little bit every day, till about it got 12 to 14 inches. So and when I got there, I was a little perturbed because no one told me that I was visiting family. No one told me that they were all sick. Like my son had a very, very bad cough. My grandkids had snotty, runny noses and coughs and skin stuff like hives, and it's like I felt like I walked into an infirmary, you know. And because the weather was so uh, brutal, at least for me, anyhow. We were sort of confined to the house. I mean, we went out a little bit. Um, I had to shovel some snow just because I figured I'm not going to go to Michigan, come back home and not have shoveled a little bit of snow. So I did that. Anyhow, traveling on an airplane for 4 hours, traveling on an airplane for another 4 hours on the way back, being there for 8 hours, I never got sick, not once. My wife never got sick once, and I'm convinced that it's because of what we're talking about and what we're doing.
Yeah, I think it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Now, I mean, I do have a little bit of suspicion about the contagion theory. And, I had pretty much said in my mind, I had pretty much decided I'm not going to get sick. But that said, sometimes when people share the same thing, whether they share the same food or they share the same environment or they share the same um, whatever, they can get sick, and then you think someone made you sick, but no one made you sick. You're just consuming the same thing they're consuming. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, you're
So
exposing yourself
so
to that environment, and if you don't have the protection in your own system, then you're going to be susceptible to whatever's out there for whoever has it.
I have to tell you something funny too, just real quick. One of the kids is 6 years old, precious little girl, and she said to me, Grandpa, she said, "Is there anything bothering you?" And I said, "Well, my shoulder hurts a little bit." And so she says, "Okay, well, let me put my hand on your shoulder." So she puts her hand on my shoulder. She closes her eyes. She's 6 years old. She closes her eyes, and I'm peeking at her through like I figured I better close my eyes too, but I'm peeking at her through one open eye, and she's got her eyes closed, and I'm like, "What the hell's going on?" And then at the end of the 2 minutes, she's like, "How's your shoulder feel?" And I said, You know what, Zoe? It actually feels better." And she says, "Well, yeah." She says, because I'm a healer. And I said, "Well, really?" I said, "Where did you learn how to be a healer?" She said, "I didn't learn how to be a healer. I was born that way."
There's probably more truth to that than any of us realize.
Yeah, I thought it was great. So anyhow, I went on Amazon and I ordered her a shirt, and it arrived after I left, and it came, and then she sent me a picture with the shirt on. It says, "I love Reiki." Anyhow, I thought that was cute. But no, I think we're talking about stuff that that the masses really. I mean, we're not the only ones who are patching. We're not the only ones taking certain substances. We're not the only ones looking at this stuff. But it's a really
It's Grant trying to talk.
I'm doing all these different patches, and she says, "Well, your detox."
His volume is down.
And so you need to
Grant, you need to speak up. Grant,
Grant.
Grant,
so you can get rid of it.
Grant.
I've been using a binder. I take it every morning, and I think it has made a difference. So the Lifewave is actually drawing the poison, I think, out, and then making it available for me to expel it. And so when I use the binder's attached to those free radicals that are floating around in there, and whatever toxins and heavy metals and so on and so forth, and is helping draw them out. So I think that is definitely part of the process. Not to totally rely on Lifewave, but without it, I can't live without it at this point. But we need to be aware that there are some other things that we need to do also. There's probably some supplements like D3 we should be taking, especially in the wintertime, because we don't get the sunlight that we normally would during the summer.
Grant,
Out there.
Grant, can you turn up the Grant? Can you turn up the microphone a little bit? We can't really hear you.
No, I don't know. My mic is on.
Just a little bit. It's a little muffled.
Yeah.
Not sure.
I wanted to respond to.
Let me just say this real quick. I think what I heard him say, the little bit that I could hear, I heard him say that we need, like when we start to stimulate the body's detoxification system. I don't think he can hear us either. I'm not sure. But when we start the detoxification process, we might need other things to move the toxins out.
Some of that was heard, but in any case, I would love to repeat it if somebody wants to hear more about it.
You're still muffled.
No, I pick Dr. Stacy's brain all the time. She probably is getting tired of me and being annoyed.
But we're still not hearing you, Grant.
Still nothing?
No, not very much.
No,
Let me just respond
yeah.
while we're taking it to Stephanie, that if you want additional support, I assume you're talking about you want to talk to us about, or talk to one of us about the patches, or like if where to place them or this kind of thing. You're welcome to text us or call us, and we will respond. We want to have a relationship with people who are in the Lifewave community. So don't hesitate to reach out. You may want to reach out to Norman or Grant, or Grant's wife, or Daniela, whatever's comfortable. But we want to make this a personal thing, because we feel like a kind of responsibility, since we are making. My side says
Grant,
everything is working. Yeah, but
you
it's
did check your settings.
is it better now? Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, if you need to reach out to us, that's why I put all the numbers here. You can reach out to any one of us, and we really want to take the time. We're making a little bit of a living here, and we want to we're not too busy to we're busy, but if you call me during a broadcast, I won't be able to get back to you. But if you text us, and really if you text Daniela in our case, or Norman or Grant on those contact streams, you could get more personal, and you could always reach out to Dr. Stacy anytime you want. She's always available. So I didn't put Dr. Stacy's number here, but
Yeah, you don't need to.
yeah, but I do that, on I've been putting her number out. But yeah, this is it's a little better now. Yeah, we want to make this like a kind of a family within a family, that we want to promote healing through these patches. Here's Grant's back.
How about now? Can you hear me?
Yeah, much
Perfect,
better, much better.
perfect.
Yeah, thank you, Grant.
What happened,
Yeah, you
Grant?
can hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah, what
you went
happened?
through a portal.
Still can't
You
hear
went
me.
back in time.
Oh dear.
Yeah, we can
Yeah,
hear
we can
you
hear
now.
you.
Yeah, yeah.
Nachum, Norman, did you wanted to add something, or but you're saying basically that these patches can be used in conjunction with other technologies. So it's not they're since
Well,
they're
yeah,
yeah.
I wish I could. Can we hear
I'm
anything from the
saying,
community? Can the community hear me at all?
Yes,
Yeah,
we
we
hear you now.
can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, good. I'm not sure where I got left off. I was talking about how I was using that I started using the binders because Dr. Stacy suggested that I use that with. I can't remember. I think she said the Eon and maybe the Cardizone. Is that Cardizine?
Carnosine.
That
Carnosine.
those tend to draw the poisons out of your system, and so when it's drawing the poisons out, then you need to get a binder in there to so you can eliminate them. Is the way she explained it to me. So we need to keep those things in mind. If we feel like we're detoxing, that we need to make sure that we supplement the detox by getting it out of our bodies, because like Norman was saying, your body is prepared to help you stay healthy, but you have to give it the right ingredients. And I think that being aware of how your body's working, how your body's functioning, is a key part. So, like Daniela, you're very in tune with how the patches work with you, as
Yeah.
as I am. Probably not as much as you. You seemed like you're really like dialed in. but that, which I think is great. And I don't know if that's just part of how you synergize your mind and your body together, and that coordinates with the life wave, or if that's just something unique about yourself. I don't know. It would be nice if we could figure out whether that's something we could all learn to do, so to speak, program ourselves, to work with the patches, because I think that the the emotional and physical resonance that our body puts off, we can plug into those things. And I think maybe why Daniela has an immediate reaction is she's very in tune with herself. That's just my perception. I don't know, but it just seems that way. That and that may be why she feels things more prominently than maybe somebody else. And I think we all at different levels experience the benefits of the patches. I know, Ellie, you were talking about how you can stand on one foot now, which I'm hoping that I get that experience too, because I got the balance of a rocking chair.
It's surprising. I mean, I
Part of
never
the side effect when I had a stroke, and so
yeah.
I'm hoping that is corrected within myself as well. But
Well,
I think that if I have a chance for that, I think it's going to be in conjunction with patching. I really feel strongly about that. So
I
I
just want to
probably
comment.
spieled long enough. Do you guys have anything else to say?
Yeah. Let me just say something.
Are you there? Hello?
Can you hear me,
What?
Grant?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Yeah,
We hear you.
yeah.
But can
Okay,
you hear
Danielle can hear me.
Norman? Norman's
So
speaking
what
now.
do you think that I'm on track, Daniela, with what I said?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
She has
Okay.
Now I
unusual
can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
No.
Can you hear me?
I can't.
Let me check.
No.
Let me check. Hold on.
No.
Could be our our
I
mic.
can't hear anything.
Can you hear now?
Can you hear us now?
So maybe something wrong with the program. I don't know.
I don't think so. Norman, you wanted to you can hear me now?
I was
Grant?
hoping to get some feedback from Daniela.
Norman,
I can hear you. I can hear you,
I
Ellie
don't
and
think
Danielle.
you guys can log in, log out,
I
and
can
then
hear
log back in,
Grant.
because I think we'll lose
I
the
can
whole
hear Grant,
connection.
but he can't hear us.
You don't hear us?
Grant, you can't hear
I wish
us?
I could read lips, Ellie. I can't,
Okay, hold on a second.
I can't hear what you're saying. How about now? Can you hear me?
Try the microphone again.
Let me try it.
Speak. I can't hear anything.
Okay, there we go.
Again?
That
Try
should be
again.
good. No? I don't know what happened.
Turn it up louder. There's only 2 bars there.
Yeah,
It
got
should be higher.
Okay,
Yeah,
here we
like
go.
that. Can you hear now?
Did Norman just disappear? His icon is still up, but I can't hear anything from him either.
That's because I'm not saying anything.
Hello. Check.
Oh,
Check.
dear.
Yeah, it's registering here, but you guys can't hear us?
No,
Well,
I
no.
can
what do
hear
you
you.
think?
I hear you.
Norman,
No, Norman hears us. Norman hears us. No,
the
no.
audience, this one.
Yeah. Okay, so anyway, Norman, you wanted to say something?
Do we get the football and punt?
No, people
Tell
can
him
hear
to
us.
go
It's just
back in and
maybe
out.
you can't hear.
No,
But
I
Norman,
can't hear you at all.
okay, so all right, so Norman,
Can you still hear me?
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Go figure. I don't know.
Okay, Norman, you wanted to say something?
I don't know.
No, I just
Nor-
wanted to add, I just wanted to add to
It's
what
got to be
Grant
something
was.
with the program, maybe, or connect. Maybe you think it might be the connection,
Maybe he should mute himself.
because I've got
Yeah, I think so.
5 bars, so I don't think it's my side.
Can you mute him, Ellie?
Yeah, I just did. So yeah, maybe you could go ahead, Norman.
He's muted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. No, I just was going to add to what he was comment on what he was saying, because he was talking about binders. I have a fair amount of experience with binders. Whether it's zeolite or charcoal or bentonite. And at a certain point in your journey, they're really helpful. At a certain point in your journey, they may work kind of against you, but it's an individual thing. I wouldn't want to be somebody who says to everybody needs binders. Um, but but I hear what he's saying, and that's why I think that these combination of patches probably is he's experiencing benefits because some of these poisons and some of these toxins that are released released outside the cell become they transform or transmute into a different form. Like maybe they become water soluble, for example. One of the things that I found, and I'll probably send him an email, but one of the things I found was sweating is very important. Some of the you can induce sweating with a sauna, or you can just if you're fortunate and you live in an environment that whatever, but sweating, sunlight, and sleep, because most of our detoxification takes place when we're asleep. So if you're not getting into deep sleep and you're staying up late, or you're eating late at night, or whatever the case may be, then your sleep's probably not it's not as effective as it needs to be. So yeah, sleep, sunlight, and sweating, the three S's.
Okay, well that's good to know.
I don't know. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
Can you hear
You
us?
can hear me. Yeah, I don't know, Ellie. I can't hear anything you guys are saying. I wonder if anybody else can.
Yeah, I think they can.
Yeah, I
Okay,
think
so
so.
let's just all right, so let's conclude. I mean, I think it was a good general meeting, and I think people should know that we're here. We want to build this community. We want you to build your own Lifewave community, and anything we can do to help, just let us know. We are available, and we're going to try to continue to make ourselves available. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll be back in a couple hours. I'll be back tonight with more of a political thing, but I think health and wealth and information, and we're being in this position of taking on this like life wave adventure, this journey. We're hearing a lot of people are really suffering out there. It's really the medical community has really let us down, and so I think it's an amazing opportunity, and that we found out about this. I mean, I found out about it kind of in a weird way, like you guys probably did, but we're really benefiting and enjoying the fruits. I mean, we're getting a lot done up here, and even though we're off grid, we're reaching out to a lot of people in a lot of different ways, and the LifeWave just helps us do it in a more productive way. So many
Hey, Ellie,
blessings to everything. Yeah,
Ellie,
yeah.
can everybody see? I mean, am I supposed to be able to see, or Grant's supposed to be able to see how many people are on this broadcast?
It says 17.
It says 17. Usually we get a couple hundred on this. I haven't really been tracking it, but it's
I have. There's only been like 30 or something.
But you're
30. So yeah,
seeing it. You're the one seeing it, right?
Yeah.
Because
yeah.
it's your. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
All right. So we will see you next week, and have a nice, healthy week, and be well.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
Same to you.
See you soon.
See you
Talk to you
guys.
soon.